I'm hoping to do a small series of videos where I talk about one of my favorite topics to talk about in the world, which is skincare. The reason why I want to do this is, number one, there's so much noise in the beauty industry right now. If the moment you walk into either like Sephora or any beauty store, there's so much options, so much offering, so much brands to choose from. And if you do a lot of read ups on beauty or skincare, there is, like say Korean beauty, they have 10 steps, skincare routine. There is the 7 essence layering steps routine as well. There's just a lot, and one of the reasons why I want to do these sort of bite-sized videos is hopefully I can help everyone who happened to watch this video. I can help a little bit to sort of narrow it down and keeping it as basic as possible, so not to overcomplicate the routine and to somehow cut through all that noises and help you guys kind of navigate the beauty industry a little bit better. So for me, a disclaimer, like I'm not a esthetician or a beauty therapist in any way. A lot of the knowledge that I accumulate in the past decades in terms of skincare is basically stems from my own curiosity to know about my skin. So growing up, I used to have like amazing skin when you're little, and then puberty hits and then everything just went haywire, whether it's like acne, everything and anything. And it took me a while to really find a routine that suits with my skin, and to get to where my skin is today, I had to learn a lot. So whether that's self-taught, so I'll be reading books or watching videos with YouTubers that are actually esthetician, or even going to esthetician myself and really have build a really good relationship with my beauty therapist, and ask her a lot of questions. I still do, and so I really just so I can get to know my skin and and how to make it better and not to regress back to that acne prone, oily, shiny, horrid skin that I used to have. So that's one of my main reason why. Number 2 is also I work in a beauty brand, as you would all know. And every day on the shop floor, I would talk to different customers that come in, and they'll have different skin inquiries, and they want to try to find the right products for their skin. And a lot of the time I find that there are many people that are not knowledgeable or a little bit lost when it comes to what to buy, what to try. And I thought, oh, maybe I can, if I keep it simple for them, and it will be easier for them to digest. And that has been working in terms of me on the floor selling products. And I thought maybe I could do the same here if I can sort of break it down, pull it back, and make it as basic as possible for everyone, whether you are a skincare savvy or you have no idea about skincare, you get a little bit of knowledge as well. So I'm going to start with the basic skincare routine. One of the, honestly, in my opinion, the best skincare routine for you can take forever to figure out. For me, it's a lot of trial and error process, and plenty, and really trying out different products, trying out whether it's to see beautician or trying out different brands from like whatever that suits my budget. Growing up, when it was uni student, is uni student budget. Now that you're working full-time, it's a working full-timer budget. So it's a lot of trial and error, and throughout that trial and error over the years, I figured out what products suits my skin, what products will benefit the most for my skin type. Which brings me to the second point, is the best thing you can do for your skin is really get to know it. there is no one skincare routine and one skincare products, routine that can work for everyone. There is no, that magic trick for everyone. So it's really more about, getting to know. It's a personal journey to get to know your skin, because it can get quite complicated. Some people can be really super sensitive to everything, and for me, for example, I'm quite lucky that my skin's pretty tough, and I get to try so many different products. I get to try a lot of different, brands, and my skin sort of take it and they don't really react to it, whether a product would just work, and I will see different, or a product just doesn't work, but I don't react. And I know there are a lot of people, I have a lot of friends who are really sensitive, and they would break out, they will get redness, and that's come down to just really get to know your skin so you can really, get the right products onto your skin. If that requires you to see an esthetician, a beauty therapist, by all means, if you have the means to do it, do it. But if not, sometimes it's as easy as going to see a beauty advisor at a beauty store who are just honest. And there is a lot of us I know out there that just want to make sure that you walk out happy out of our store, and we're not trying to sell you thousands of dollars worth of product. That would be great, but what we want is for you to be satisfied and happy with your purchases, and your products that you buy, we want to make sure that it works. So so we build relationships so you'll come back and see us. So there's a lot of beauty advisors like that out there, so make sure you find a good one. And this kind of also maybe a little bit of a warning that there are also other beauty advisors out there in the world that just want to make money. So make sure you go into different beauty stores that you trust, and you can build relationship with, and hopefully you can find a beauty advisor that are honest in their opinion with you as well. Anyway, so that's the 2 tips that in terms of creating your routine that's perfect for you, is trial and error, and also get to know your skin. So the most basic thing is there is 4 different type of skin, right? So you either born with dry skin, oily skin, normal skin, bless you, and combination skin. So dry skin can be quite horrid. Like, for example, like you might get a lot of redness and a lot of soreness, especially, for example, if you have winter. Winter can be quite harsh for you if you have a dry skin. What dry skin really is someone that has a like lack of oil in their skin. And then you have someone with oily skin, which is super shiny, which is what I have. Super shiny, especially at the end of the day, you look like you could like break an egg in the summer and just cook it on your face. That's how oily skin can get. Normal skin, you're one of the lucky few. You have the perfect skin, you don't have to do much. It's the people that it's your friends that would say, oh, I just use water to wash my face and her skin looks amazing. We're not gonna hate on her, but or him, but that's normal skin people. And combination skin, usually people with like an oily T-zone and like sort of a dry patches sort of everywhere, like so maybe on the cheek mainly. The reason is obviously with your forehead and your nose being the highest sort of point in your face, your skin would feel like, oh, I have to protect it more, and hence that's why it's a little bit more oily on the T-zone, and then it gets quite dry on, let's say, the cheek or something, there's a lot of people with that as well. So 4 skin types: dry, oily, normal, and combination. And then there is another thing which is called skin conditions. So skin conditions is very different from your skin type. So your skin type is something that you are born with. Your skin condition is something that could develop over time. So for example, like aging. Nobody can run away from that. So aging is a skin condition. So dehydration, acne-prone skin, congested skin, sensitivity as well. Maybe you have eczema or you have dermatitis. There's also like a hormonal skin condition, like maybe melasma, maybe if you're pregnant or things of that nature. So that's different type of skin condition. Usually with skin type, it's something that you're born with and you can't change it, and your skin condition is something that can develop over time, or you always have it, and that can be caused by hormonal imbalance and all this kind of thing. And you can actually find ways to treat it and hopefully kind of control it. So for me, I have oily skin, and I've got congestions, especially it's a hormonal congestion, especially around the cheek area, where I can get really cystical acne, especially before the time of the month. And I usually also have slight dehydration around like my sort of around here and around my mouth, especially in winter. This area can get quite dehydrated. So how do I know this is because I went to see an esthetician, and they have this like photograph where this camera where it take a photo of your face, and then it like take a photo, but it's like kind of like it can go into like your deep layer of your skins, and then it just tells you, it breaks down for you, oh, this is your hydration level, this is the pigmentation. It can get quite scary. If I have the photos, I think I still have the photos in my email. I'm gonna like insert it somewhere in the video so you guys can see what I mean. Anyway, so yeah, so let's move on. So that's skin type and skincare, skin condition, sorry. In terms of the most basic of skincare routine, so if we strip down everything like a 7 steps or 10 steps or 8 steps, if we just bring it down to like the most basic, it's cleanse, tone, treatment, and moisturize, and sunscreen for daytime. So that's the most basic. So what I'm gonna do now as well for you guys is to break down each steps, and hopefully you guys are able to kind of learn a little bit about these different steps. I would also recommend like products that I have used before, or products that a few of my friends have used and it has worked for them. So I will try to, you know, if I have the product I will show you, but if I don't, I'll insert some pictures as well. But anyway, all the products I will list in the description box down below as per usual. So let's get to it, and I'm gonna break down each steps one by one for you. Okay, so first step in your skincare routine should be cleansing. Very simple. Right now I'm gonna talk about in the morning. For your AM routine, you can use your water-based cleanser if you like, or like a gel cleanser, and then just that will be it. You can. I'm specifically want to talk about your PM routine. So I am 100% a believer and an advocate in double cleansing. So the idea of double cleansing is you start with an oil-based cleanser, and then you go in the second time with a water-based cleanser. The reason why you double cleanse is so important to really take your everything that happens throughout the day off your face and really cleanse it properly. So if you think about your daily routine, right, in the morning, you'll have your moisturizer on, you've got your sunscreen on. Some of us might have to wear makeup to work, so you've got your makeup on. And then after that you walk out into the world and there's dust particles all around, and some dust particles can include other people's dead skin cells, which is really gross, right? So imagine all of that kind of just attaches itself to your skin throughout the day. And then of course your natural oil also will come out throughout the day as well. So there's all this gunk on your skin, right? So when you go home, it's important to not just wash it off and then with your gel cleanser and then be done with it. The basic of going in with oil-based cleanser is that oil always takes oil. And a lot of makeup is oil based, and of course your natural oil, so it's good to go in first with an oil cleanser, then it will completely take that out, and then you go in the second time with your water-based cleanser, just to make sure there is no, like, you know, the oil cleanser is not still there, and it really clean your face properly. There's like two different type of oil cleanser too. Like you can go in, I'm gonna give you an example. So like there is like an actual oil like this, like liquid. Oh, this is the L'Occitane oil to milk cleanser. And then there's also a balm cleanser, which looks like that. So they're essentially, they are the same products, similar product I mean. So they're both oil-based cleanser. It just comes down to preference. So the way you use them will be the same. So you apply them on dry skin. So you just massage it all around, and after it's all evenly distributed, you take a little bit of water and you emulsify the oil cleanser and turn them into this sort of milky texture, like a milky consistency. And then after that, after you emulsify, you wash it off. And after that, you go in with your second cleanse, which is your water base. I think the either or will do the job. It just comes down to what you would prefer. And then you also have a cream cleanser. There's a different type of cleanser, right? There's also a cream cleanser. So like this one is from Elemis. So with cream cleanser, the way you use it will be quite different from an oil cleanser. So you would still do a few pumps and put it on dry skin, but a lot of oil cream cleanser, people recommend to use like a cloth, and you run it under like a warm temperature water, put it on your face, and then wipe it out. So a lot of the time, if you've got more sort of like a dry skin, a cream cleanser is actually quite a nicer option as your first step, first cleanser. A cream is quite nice because it's like a bit more gentle, it's a bit, I don't know, just a bit more comforting, I guess. Cream cleanser is a recent discovery for me, and I've actually quite enjoy using a cream cleanser as well. But as an oily skin person, I tend to go more with like oil-based cleanser as my first cleanse. In terms of second cleanse, there's like plenty of different types of water-based cleanser. It just comes down to like texture. So there's like a gel water-based cleanser, there's a mousse water-based cleanser. So for example, the one that I use all the time, that I talk about all the time, will be like this one, which is the COSRX Low pH Good Morning Gel Cleanser. I use it in the morning, but I also use it in the afternoon as well, because I just like how it makes my skin feels really clean and really nice. The idea of a lot of the time I try to go for a water-based cleanser that are not too foamy, because I'm trying to avoid that sort of like the squeaky clean feeling. I know it's kind of like counterintuitive, because a lot of the time when you think of squeaky clean, that's clean. But sometimes when you use a foam cleanser that like gives you that squeaky clean feeling, it's because it's actually stripping your natural oil off with it as well. So that could, like for me, but I'm an oily skin person, so if you keep taking your natural oil out, your skin will just keep producing more and more. So I'm trying to avoid that overly foamy cleanser for that reason. Everyone will be very different, so each to their own. Another one that's always really good in terms of like during cleanser, you can actually use an exfoliating cleanser. I'm not talking about like a scrub cleanser, but I'll give you an example, which is like, I know this is like a little travel size, but this is the Kate Somerville Exfoliate Cleanser. So it's a daily foaming cleanser, but it has fruit enzyme, which is like a natural dead skin remover, and also has glycolic and lactic, which helps to refine the appearance of pores and remove like any surface build up. So I think if it's like your first time maybe if it's your first introduction to like exfoliating with acid, I think a cleanser, exfoliating cleanser is a good step to start with. I'll talk more about acid later. But yeah, so this is one of the ones that I really like. So that's another one. So those are different type of the cleansers that you can purchase in the market right now. So double cleansing, as simple as going with an oil cleanse, or if you have dry skin, you can go with cream cleanser. And then your second step will be your water base. And that water based cleanser has many different type of texture. So there's gel or mousse or a foaming one. So that's really up to you and what you prefer. Yeah, next will be toning. So toning is one step that in the olden days used to be a lot of toner before used to be like an alcohol based toner, so it can be quite harsh and it can be quite stripping for your skin. And the idea of toner was to actually bring like your pH balance back to optimum after you cleanse. But nowadays there's a lot of brands that have come out with a more hydrating toner, or also known as essence. So for example, I double cleanse and I don't actually use toner in a sense like the one that you put on a cotton pad. I literally just run straight to essence, where I just put a few drops on my hand and then just sort of tap 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 tap. So I think with hydrating essence that are all in the market, it still does the job of, you know, balancing your pH level and really helps to deliver your serum and your moisturizer into your skin much better. But it no longer contains the alcohol that strips your skin. So for example, the one that I'm using and I'm loving right now is, this would not be a shock, it's the Laneige Cream Skin toner and moisturizer. So it's like kind of like that milky consistency, but it's still very watery. I sometimes I would do like one layer, right? It is for normal to dry skin, so if you have quite dry skin, you can even like layer up and do like twice or 3 times, up to you. But it's really nice and comforting, and it's just make your skin feels really cushy and, you know, still damp. And you know, if your skin's still a little bit damp, it helps your serum and your cream to absorb better. So don't wait in between your skincare steps before you apply the next one. Just, you know, apply your toner and then you apply your serum. Just kind of go one after another. So I've got this one that goes like that. And then, for example, you also have there's things like the SK2, like fermentation essence, things like that. I do have one from, this is from Neogen. This is it's called the Real Ferment Micro Essence with 93% microbial complex. So this is like a fermented essence. So this is like a little bit more watery. So it's really nice and light. I think these one, in my opinion, this is actually a lot more lighter compared to the cream skin. But there's also quite a thicker hydrating toner, like this one from, oh, this is almost finished. Like this one's from Hanskin. This is the Hyaluron Skin Essence. So this one is a little bit thicker. It's not a gel, but it's a little bit less than a gel, but it's a little bit thicker than water. So this one I only tend to go once, because if you put too much, it can get, it feels actually quite sticky. I'm guessing that's from the hyaluronic acid in there. But yeah, as you can see, there's like a few different types of like hydrating toner that you can choose from in the market. So it's, again, it comes down to what you prefer. Okay, so we've covered cleansing and we've covered toner. I will come back next with treatments. Treatment is a bit of a huge section because I want to talk a little bit about the different type of acid that you can use, and like retinols, vitamin C, face oils. There's so many, like serums and whatnot. So I'm gonna do that in the next video. So I'm gonna end this part of the series here. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're getting a little bit of something out of these videos. If you have any questions or anything that you want to talk about, or you want me to talk about, make sure you leave a comment down below. If there's any, maybe I know of, there's one of my friends that say, oh, talk about enlarged pores, talk about pigmentation. I will cover that for sure. Give me some time to just want to make sure that I look into it a little bit more and make sure that I don't give you the wrong information as well. But anyway, any topics that you want me to cover, make sure you leave on the links down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next time.